Hello, my name is Mike Brown with KETIV Technologies. In this last tech tip video, we'll be taking a look at 3 more of our tech tips from AMA. Tech tip number 8. The design doctor says I have unreferenced geometry. So the solution is to actually use the design doctor to look at these issues. As I open up the file here, we can see that I have an issue and that plus sign indicating that the design doctor has a solution. As we can see here, it's an error with the video and I can select recover, which allows my design doctor to appear. It selects the error. I can then hit the next button to examine. We can see in the lower right that it comes up in red what my error is. By hitting the next button again, it gives me options of how we can treat the problem. We can edit the constraint, we can delete the constraint, suppress, or isolate and edit the constraint. Using these different options, whichever one we select and hit finish, we can see that now it appears with our edit options. I can now come in, select the new geometry that it's supposed to be referencing, select the proper direction, and now I have resolved the issue. So by using the design doctor, I can quickly and easily find the problem and resolve the issue. A similar issue is when we have geometry that's referencing a plane and then something happens to that plane where it's no longer available. In this example, we're going to take a look at a part that had a sketch on a plane to create a hole. Notice when I unsuppress this feature, that gives me an error and it cannot find the sketch for that extrusion. To fix this, I simply select the sketch, right click, and say redefine. I can then select the plane I want that sketch to be on, and I'm able to have that feature appear again. Our next tech tip is tech tip number 9, challenge how do I save a large assembly so I can send it with an email. The solution is to actually roll back the feature which saves the size. Now in this case, I'm just going to open up a part and I'm actually going to add some fillets to it. Simple parts are fairly lightweight. The more advanced surfacing that you have to it, the larger the file becomes. In this case, again, I'm just going to add some fillets just to make the file size a little bit larger. With these fillets on here, I can go through the steps of saving a copy of this part. I'm just going to save this to my local desktop. Now this time, I want to come in and I want to take my end apart and roll all the way back to the beginning. Now I'm going to save the part again. Same desktop, and then we can take a look at the file size. Now if I sent somebody a file like this, all they'd have to do is open it up, grab that end apart, and scroll it back down. So we can see here the saved part. See, it's 191 kilobytes. This one's reduced to 138. Now, with a much more complex surface, the big difference between those two. Tech tip number 10. How can I find a part in a large assembly? Solution, use the find component tool. Now in this case, my assembly isn't too large, so what I want to do is actually find a parameter for one of my sketches. Under my tools tab, you can see we have find components. I can select my look for. You can see we have components, constraints, features, and welds. Now a large assembly, I would do components. In this case, I'm just going to do a sketch. Now I can select the parameters I want it to be. In this case, I'm going to enter the length value. So I named one of my parameters in this model here as a length. I select find now, and we can see where it appears and on which part it appears. I can just zoom in a little bit, and you can see the dimensions. Now I'd be able to go in and change and edit those dimensions. Similarly, if I was trying to find a part, I could grab that part, edit, make change parts in a large assembly. Now to show you that feature I was grabbing, if I open up the part and I go into my parameters, notice that that's the length parameter that I was able to find and search. This concludes our AMA Tech Tip videos. Thank you for watching.